All right, all right. Welcome back. Look, Saints get another one, man. Saints get another one that beat down on the Cleveland Browns. I mean, it's not saying a lot, but beat down
Yep.
on the Cleveland Browns 35-14 in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston returns. And look,
Look,
let's give credit. Jameis had a good game. Nearly threw for 400 yards, threw for 395, two touchdowns, which is pretty good. Had a couple of big plays. The Saints played well. Defensively,
Mark Mark Cooper had a damn career day.
yes.
Uh,
No,
didn't
not
he?
not Amari Cooper. You're talking about Jerry Judy.
Oh, Jerry Judy. Okay,
Yeah,
Jerry
yeah,
Judy.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He had a career day. He had like a 82 yard, 89
Yeah,
yard
that's what Jerry Judy. Yeah.
reception. Yeah, yeah. It was like a broken play. Well, defense. It was breakdown in coverage, and yeah, he just smoked everybody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I was like, who Jerry Judy? Oh, I forgot he even played over there.
yeah, but I mean that's to be expected, man. We Marshawn Lattimore, he's been traded to the Commanders. Our
Well,
best
yeah,
corner, our
yeah.
second best corner broke his leg, so we down to two of the backups.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no, it was a good win for the Saints. Like I always say, beat the teams you're supposed to beat, or beat the bad teams, and you
Yeah.
can make the playoffs. But we've already lost to some bad teams. We lost to the daggone Panthers. It's a terrible loss. You should beat them.
Yeah,
But
no.
right now it's a matter of trying to win the games you can. There's some winnable games coming up. We still got the Giants, we got the Raiders. There's one other bad team on that list that I'm missing. But we got some winnable games right now. I like what Rizzy is doing. Darren Rizzy, he's deployed the Taysom Hill cheat code. Finally, I mean, we talked about this before we started the show. But how do you take a, a, a a special talent like Taysom Hill, a Lamar Jackson type talent, a Josh Allen type talent, and you relegate him to a punt protector and a fullback? I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This guy runs a 4-4, and you got him protecting the punter. I mean, that's like just wasted. That's wasted talent. Wow. And then you deploy him,
Yeah, and you paying them.
and you're
Ain't
paying
like
him.
he on a minimum
No,
contract.
he making $10 million a year.
You know what I'm saying? You paying him. So
Yeah,
it definitely you because he had 8 catches. He has some time a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He ran some wildcat, even threw a pass. But you know, they used him this game. They did. They definitely used
they
him, but
definitely
just
use
not at
him.
quarterback. They just didn't use him at quarterback, which is because they locked him up because they paid David Carl that money, so they have to use him. They have
Right,
to. Well, that's a waste. You know.
right, right.
So,
But
but they used him. It's too little too late though. They should have been doing that. That should have been part of their game.
it should be. It
Wait, but
should
he
be.
was hurt for a little bit, right? Wasn't he out?
He was hurt for a little bit early in the season, but that's
Wasn't he
because they
out?
were they run him at fullback, and they can't understand why he get injured. It's like he's not
Right.
a fullback. You, you're taking a former quarterback, a guy that's never played anything else but quarterback. I would assume he played quarterback at Pop Warner High School. I know he played quarterback in college. That's all he played. And then you get him to the pros and say, "Hey, play fullback," and you can't understand why he getting hurt. That's a rough. You ever seen how fullback plays and understand why these guys get injured and they normally have neck injuries and stuff like that, lead blocking? Well, yeah, you
Right.
got a great talent like this, and you got him lead blocking for Alvin Kamara at fullback. I just don't understand what we're doing here. This is a great talent.
Do y'all have a fullback on the roster?
Yes,
Do y'all have?
yes.
Oh wow, they don't.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
They're more interested in causing havoc with the defense because you don't know where he's going to line up. Man, screw that. It doesn't matter. When he lines up at quarterback and he does that wildcat, that quarterback power and the quarterback sweep, it doesn't matter. You can know it's coming. They know it's coming. That last play that I don't want to say last play, but that 75-yard touchdown run, everyone knew he was going to do the quarterback power sweep thing. And the Browns still couldn't stop it. It's unstoppable. You got a guy running a 4-4,
Right. Right.
and you got 11 on 11 bodies. So he only has to be one man, and it's going to be a touchdown. So it's it's foolish that the Saints hardly use this guy, but hopefully Rizzi will use him more, deploy him more, use him to close out the game. Basically, took Derek Carr out of the game and let him run the show at quarterback. But if you want to win, you put Taysom in, and hopefully the Saints will continue to do that. Hopefully this offense continues to move and do that thing. What I want the Saints to do with this bye is to utilize this time. I get it. You're not going to put him at quarterback. He's not going to start. That's out of my mind. Got it. But you need to
Yep.
put more packages in place where he's on the field more. And I don't want to see him at tight end. That's stupid.
Mm,
It's not a good tight end. Eight
yep.
catches for 50 yards. That's not good. Put him up at quarterback. Let him run him powers and all that stuff. Let him throw the ball a few times. And let's be done with this nonsense. Take him off punt protector, fullback, kickoff return. I don't even. It's stupid. A lot of the places they got this guy lined up. You got a great talent. That's like taking Lamar Jackson and telling him to be a daggone punt gunner. Why would you do that? But anyway,
Right. Right.
still a
It's
good
wasting his
win.
talent, basically.
It's a waste of a great talent. A 4.4 speed. It's a waste. 200,
Mm-hmm.
220, 230 pounds at 4.4 speed that can throw the ball. Very good when he
Right.
was a quarterback in those 9 games as the starting quarterback, and you would rather waste it as a punt protector. Insane. But anyway, hopefully they use the bye weekend to implement some more packages because you're going to need it against the Rams. We need this win against the Rams if we want to stay in playoff contention. Speaking of
Hey,
playoff,
look like y'all need to give Valdez Scanlon some more
oh, absolutely.
run. This
Yes.
dude on career run right now. This going crazy last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm
Look
glad you
up
brought him up. He has been
yeah.
spectacular for us. He had a 71-yard touchdown. He only had two
Yeah.
receptions. Only had two
Only had
receptions.
two.
Yep.
Yep.
For 87 yards, and the big one was the 71-yarder on a crossing route. It was just beautiful. I don't know what
Just
Cleveland's
like
doing.
I've seen him making kind of big plays like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a
Yeah.
big play receiver. He is. I mean, that was one of the great pickups by the Saints. I don't know
Yes.
who to give credit on that, but that was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he's paying dues right now for the minimum, for the low low.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, he's what we've been missing. We've been missing a third receiver. Because without Olave, without Shaheed, the Saints have
Mm,
been scrambling to find a receiver.
yeah.
And they had to bring this guy in off the street. And he
Yeah.
showed out in his first game with 3 receptions. And now he only has 2 in this game. So,
Right.
guy's a winner. He won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Did he win one with the Packers? No, I don't think he was around when the Packers won.
No.
But
No.
he won one with the
Just
Chiefs.
one of the things. Mm-hmm.
So he knows how to win. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's a bona fide veteran receiver. So
mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, he's been in the league for some years now.
Yeah, what's crazy is he's got a lot of speed. He's a speedy receiver in a big frame, which is a big deal. You know what I mean? I think he's like 6'3", 6'4", and he runs like a
Yeah.
4.5 or something ridiculous.
Right.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Find a way to work him in, man.
yeah, I think you keep him around, man. Next year you keep him around with Shaheed and Olave, and you got yourself a good 3 wide receivers, man. And this guy, obviously, he can fit in as the number 2, maybe the number 1. I don't know about that, but maybe the number 2 receiver. Shaheed is really a slot receiver, at his size. This guy is 6'4", should be lined up on the outside.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, I think this with a lot of bad teams on the schedule, this is an opportunity to get back into contention, make a run for the playoffs. The Falcons took another L, so that keeps the door open. We're only like 2 games behind them with a schedule with the Giants, the Raiders, the Bucks and the Commanders still on deck. Those are games that we could potentially win, but still got the Rams and the Packers, which will be tough.
So Tampa Bay is not still leading that. They're not leading that division.
No, 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 no. The Falcons are still leading the division.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Bucks have the same amount of wins as we do.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the Bucks have a first place schedule. They've been playing a lot of first place teams. I mean, they they've taken some L's that I'm like, okay, they should have lost that game. You know what I mean? They had the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Ravens, you know. So they've had some tough games. They've lost four straight. Ravens, Falcons, Chiefs, and 49ers. There's four straight games they lost.
Tough gauntlet of teams had to play. Good lord.
Yeah. Yeah. After starting 3-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough gauntlet of teams had to play right there, yo.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Get it.
So, all right, man.
Get it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Talk about what, the Cowboys? Man, I mean, you know what I talk about, yo. What can I say? Same thing. They compete first half and then just the wheels fall off in the second half. This happens. This has happened. Usually it's the third quarter. Surprisingly, it did not happen in the third quarter this time. But normally it's the third quarter where the doors just kind of wheels fall off and it's kind of stuff go crazy. I think they said they put up a stat said something like we lost the third quarter like 82-14 or something like that. Something stupid. It's something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
82-17 or something like that this season. Cooper Rush, I mean, if you see him throw the ball 55 times, then
Oh, yeah. You're done.
we probably was behind. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he actually played pretty decent. It wasn't terrible quarterback play at all.
Mm.
He had some sustained drives. He did have some sustained drives. We still couldn't run the ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what CD Lamb problem was this game, but I was not liking him. He was doing some lazy heading out in the game type stuff, man. And it was really tough because I'm like, you're supposed to be a top notch, one of the highest paid receivers in the league. You can never do that
Mm-hmm.
ever, especially on film. I mean, I saw like what's called threw up a 50-50 ball, and some reason instead of going for the ball, CD Lamb tries to block out the defender, tries to like body him out from catching the ball. The defender goes past CD and almost intercepts the ball. And what they
Mm.
do is they call instant pass interference because he wasn't trying to catch the ball. He was just trying to shield the guy from catching the ball. I'm like, how about you go catch the ball?
Right.
Defender could catch it. You obviously could catch it too. And the defender almost caught the ball. It was the dumbest thing I seen him do as a Cowboy, and I still don't understand what he was thinking when he was doing it. It was just weird, but still no running game to be found. Um, you know, um, they talk about putting Trey Lance out there. I'm really tired of hearing about him. Just go ahead, and get the team. Just get him off the team
Ah.
because I think they want to try to do either two things: either see if he has anything, or to see if they can get something for him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you're gonna really get nothing for him because people already know his situation. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be a sought after player no matter what he do. I mean, he had to play hella, hella, hella good these next 5 games or so, whatever, to garner any kind of interest like that. Um, but we looking for draft picks right now. We trying to see where we going. We gonna pick. This season pretty much a wash. Um, I will say this: Micah does show his value when he's healthy. When he's
Well, of
healthy,
course. Yeah.
a menace on the field, man, and he makes a difference on that. Just him by himself. Forget Lawrence. Lawrence need to be up out of here anyway. Okay, yeah, that dude is overrated. He's been overrated for years now. He's a name now. He don't produce no more. Um, but Micah does make a difference, and I'm afraid that he's going to have to end up being one of the highest paid defensive players in the league.
Yeah. In order for him to stay.
Yeah, it's going to kill our cap again because
Mm-hmm.
nobody takes a friendly deal no more. Apparently, that just don't happen no more. We don't get them Patrick Mahomes deals and the Tom Brady deals, in Dallas. It
Well,
just don't.
I guess the players don't trust Jerry anymore, man. Well, never did.
I can't blame him. I mean, he's been all this time trying to prove It wasn't just Jimmy. It wasn't just me and me. I made some of those plays. Nah, it was Jimmy, dog. We done had 30 years sample. We kind of see. It was Jimmy. It was
Right.
Jimmy. Just
Right.
let it go. Let it go. And one day, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, they tried to Dan Snyder him. They tried to. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give whoever tried that A for effort. They tried to Dan Snyder him a few years back, some years ago, and try to get him out of there.
They try to get Jerry out of there?
Yeah, you don't remember that scandal came up about the cheerleaders and all that stuff?
Oh, oh wow. God, I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was the cheerleader supposedly pregnant or something like that? What I'm
I
trying to
forgot
remember that story.
what the detail was, but it was something major.
Right, 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 right. I forgot all about that.
I should say.
That
Uh,
that didn't fly.
yeah, it didn't stick. You know what I'm saying? Like Snyder's did. And
Mm-hmm.
whoever's ready to get Snyder out of there, they got him good.
Mm-hmm.
They got him really, really good. But didn't quite work with Jerry, so we kind of stuck with what we got. Um he's just going to meddle. And until he's not here anymore, not in that capacity, step down or whatever, it's gonna be like that. It's just gonna be like that. Him still
Mm-hmm.
trying to make decisions, him still trying to be involved like that. And he just sitting on the team, man. Just do the business side.
Mm-hmm.
We done proved you don't know the football side like you think you do. You just don't.
Right.
You know, you can bring enough players in here to, make a Pro Bowl or two or whatever, but you can't bring enough to win. And that's what's most important. You gotta win. You gotta win. You can't just bring the high flying players or whatever, popular players, and pay them and just think that's good enough.
Right.
I'm saying we done
Right.
seen that already. We done seen decades of that. It's
No.
time to win. Everybody done turned around. Even the Detroit Lions of all teams done turned around and now one of the top teams in the NFC. Come on, man. Get out of here. They done been to an NFC championship, NFC championship game
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
was winning it. Like was handily winning that game.
Yeah.
You know? Like what are we doing?
Yeah. But I mean, come on, dude. I mean, this is getting to be brutal. Y'all losing 34-10 to the Texans. Like, not even
Yeah,
competitive anymore.
it what look, the game started, it was competitive. It wasn't like they just blow the doors off us from the beginning. Because they scored on their first drive. I mean, they first play of the game. They
Mm-hmm.
scored on the first play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we were only down 17-10 at halftime.
But
You know
dude,
what
I
I'm
mean, at one point this game was 14 nothing.
saying? Yeah, it was 14. It started off 14 nothing and ended
Mm-hmm.
up 17-10.
Right, right.
I'm saying at halftime. So we were still there and we got the ball second half. You know what I'm saying? So we had a chance to tie the game up in the third quarter. Didn't happen, of course. You know what I'm saying? Didn't happen. But what can you expect? You ain't got to run a game. You don't go free agency. You don't go pick up nobody. You let your top corner, the best free agent pickup they don't picked up in years is Gilmore, and they let him walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? They have a habit of doing that. They'll get a good player, they finally get one, and then you don't want to play him. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to pay him so he can stay there. You know what I'm saying? I can't even imagine. I can't even think of the last free agent we picked up that was good and productive, and we kept him after we brought him on the team. I can't even remember one in the last decade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We brought the defensive end Quinn. We brought him in, kept him for 1 year. He led our team in sacks, and then we let him go to Chicago and get a $50 million deal. You know what I'm saying? It was stuff like that.
Yeah, it's,
Uh,
it's almost like what's the plan? What's the plan here?
it is nothing. It is no plan.
Right.
So
Right.
we don't go after the people we need to go after. There's people that got picked up this year that are productive and being productive on the teams that picked them up right now. And we were not in the drawing. We were not in the running. Not because the people wouldn't play here, because we didn't even try.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even try. We didn't go pick up Xavier McKinney. We ain't give him no call. We ain't give Derrick Henry no call. We ain't get Saquon Barkley a call. Who do we bring in?
And
We
Derrick
could have
Henry
had
lives
Saquon.
in Texas.
And he lives in. He got a house in Texas and wanted to play for Dallas. He wanted to play for Dallas. You know what I'm saying? And you don't go get him. You don't call Saquon Barkley. How you not in that mix?
Nah, we
You,
good. We got Zeke back.
you go get Philly. You go let him go to Philly of all teams?
Of
Come on,
all
man.
teams.
If you won the
I couldn't
pace of
believe the
you could have
Giants
paid.
allowed that to happen, man. That is just insane.
Well, when you got your coach in there and his kids are telling him better stuff to go do than what he's about to do, you know you're in trouble.
Right.
His
Right.
kids are telling him you should trade up and get Jaden Daniels. You know what
That
I'm
would have
saying?
been the smart
They,
thing
they
to
said,
do.
they said,
And
what would you do in the first round? They said trade up and get Jalen
yeah,
Daniels.
I
Come
would have
on.
re-signed Saquon, let got rid of uh, Daniel Jones, and
Yep.
traded up for Jaden Daniels. That would have
Yeah.
been a smart thing to do.
And you get that quarterback cheap.
Yeah. Yep.
Cheap for 4 years.
Yep. Well, you could easily play Saquon. I don't know what they didn't like about
Easily pay
Saquon, but
Saquon.
it's insane.
I didn't get it. He was your team. He was the only thing that you had of value. Any kind of production was coming through Saquon.
Right.
Why would you want to pay him? I get he got hurt, but yeah, because you had to use him so bad. You had to use him so much, overuse him. Yeah, he got hurt. He got worn down. But you see him in Philly right now. Is he
Yeah.
hurt? Does he look healthy? Is he limping? Is his ankles breaking all the time? No, because they don't have to use him like, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to use him like a workhorse. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? But he's
let,
mad productive though.
let's talk about it. It was the Thursday night game. We had the Eagles at home against the Commanders.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
man.
yeah. I thought the Eagles proved that having this guy on their team just makes the difference for them.
It makes a hell of a difference. I mean, dude come put up another 146 yards and touchdowns. He's leading the league. I want to say he's on the pace for like 1,900 yards. Something like that. He's on pace for the the uh the most yardage for a running back in Philly history. You
Wow.
know, and
With
that
Deuce Staley that was there with
no over what you call it? Sean McCoy, Shady McCoy. He
that's what
was
I'm about to say. With running backs like Shady McCoy, Deuce
Shady
Staley.
McCoy is the all-time leader there in Philly, and
Right.
he's supposed to crush that
Wow.
right now.
In his first year. That's what's insane.
First year there, man. But
And and the beauty of this is Jalen Hurts doesn't have to work so hard. He's got
no,
Saquon.
no, he doesn't.
That worked out. Yeah, he only had 28 attempts.
Yeah, that's the wrong one he's been throwing this year. He's
Yeah,
throwing 26 to 28 passes every game because he don't have to.
that's light work. Cooper Rush, backup quarterback, had to throw 55 times.
You're right. Now, don't get me wrong. Jalen does run the ball though. He does
Yeah,
use his.
yeah.
He will have 10 carries. Like it's not uncommon for him to have 10 carries. In this game, he had
Right.
10
Well,
carries for 39 yards.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, I mean, some of that's the tush push. I would say
Some of that
about
is the tush push. Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
that
Like
is the
two,
tush
three of
push.
those is tush push. Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say three of them is the tush push. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I get what you're saying. He is running, working a little bit, but
Right.
still not
But
as
40
hard.
yards, he didn't get 40 yards worth of a tush push.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, Eagles won this game. You and I both went with the Eagles. By the way, I was 11-3 this week. You went 10 and
Uh,
4. I
mm.
was on a roll at first. I got 9 in a row right until the Falcons got blown out by Jesus. Who did they get blown out by?
The
The
Broncos.
Broncos. Oh
Yeah.
my God. And I struggle with that one. I thought about picking the Broncos because I know Sean Payton knows this team well. I figured he was going to beat them, but I was like, yeah, I can't. The Falcons can't lose 2 in a row. Too much talent. It's so silly,
Yeah,
but they lost.
we get.
Um, they got blown out. Michael Penix ain't even got in the game. Um, yep. But should have known that was going to happen. Like I said, that was one I struggled with. All right, let's get to the Sunday games. Well, let's go to them Saints, man. Let's talk about them Saints. The Saints at home against the Browns. Saints were 1 point home favorite. You and I went with the Saints. We knew this was going to be a blowout. We knew Jameis Winston. Well, we thought Jameis would have been a little bit more giving, but he wasn't. But the Browns, it's the Browns. They still stink.
Yeah, he
This
threw
guy,
almost 400 yards.
yeah,
He aired it out a little something, something, but yeah, it just wasn't enough.
it wasn't enough. The Browns just stink. You
Yeah.
know, just a terrible coach team. I think, we're going to look back had what the Browns did to get Deshaun Watson, how they screwed over Baker Mayfield,
Hmm.
released him, and paid uh fully guaranteed contract to a guy that was like under a lot of stress for his behavior when he was in Houston. And you give a fully guaranteed contract, and this is just blowing up in your face. And Baker Mayfield is having career years in Tampa, and you
Yeah,
just blew it all
this,
away.
this is what Cleveland does. I mean,
Yes.
that organization is terrible, and they're the same people. You know what I'm saying? They need to do the same. They need to do Washington Commanders, and
Right. They probably should. Because I mean there's got to be a 30 for 30 on that coming up. I just that was horrible decision making. It frustrates me to no end how teams make such horrible decisions. When you had a guy, Baker Mayfield took the Browns to the playoffs,
he won a playoff game with the
won a,
Browns.
with the Browns, and
With the
nearly beat the
Browns,
Chiefs in
he
the
the only
playoff.
thing made and beat the Chiefs.
They didn't beat the Chiefs. They didn't,
No, no, they
but
beat
they
it. No, no. Oh yeah, almost beat the Chiefs. They
almost beat the
beat
Chiefs.
them in Kansas City. That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
They almost beat them in Kansas City.
Yes, but
But
but but yeah, it just frustrates me to no end why they make some of the decisions that they make. Why do they think they're smarter than everybody else?
bad franchises are bad franchises for a reason. I
You're
don't
right.
know what they changed with Detroit that made them flip it around. Besides bringing in Dan Campbell and saying, "Do it, Dan," but they making the right decisions now. They bring in good players. They bring in the good coaches. Yeah, but Cleveland need to learn from them.
Well, I mean, the brilliant thing that they did is they traded Stafford and got golf. It wasn't like they traded Stafford and got nothing but just picks. He's
Right.
got a starting quarterback, a quarterback that played in the Super Bowl. So it was like, wait, you're gonna give us a quarterback, a younger quarterback, one that
Right.
played in the Super Bowl
Yep.
and draft picks?
Right.
That's what jump started the
I mean, it
Detroit
worked out for both
Lions.
teams because Stafford went there, win the Super Bowl too.
Went to the Super Bowl, but he's
He
brittle.
won the Super Bowl.
But he's
Yeah.
brittle. You
Yeah,
got a
he's
younger
brittle.
player. Yeah,
He's brittle, but he got him. He got him when he needed to go. He won the
yeah.
Super Bowl.
They sold it. If you ask me, they sold for that one Super Bowl. They ain't never going back. But the Lions are set for another 5 years with golf.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. I mean, the Rams are set too. I don't think what's called the Stafford's not going anywhere anytime soon. But like you said, he can't be brittle at times. He
Yeah,
can
he's
for sure.
and that comes with age and a lot of the hits that he's taken over the years. So I think that's just going to be more of the issue with Stafford.
Yeah. But I mean, they could also run the ball more and stop passing it so much. They
Right.
do. I mean, I get it. That's what you do well, and you got good receivers, but you
Yeah.
use that running game. You got two good running backs now.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Bears were at home against the Packers. Packers were 5-point road favorites, and the Packers they squeaked this one out. They blocked the field goal at the end to
Yeah.
win this game. So good on the
Yep.
Packers. You and I both went with the Packers on this, and they did get the win.
Yeah. Caleb is still struggling a bit, you know what I'm saying, a little bit.
He's gotten better. Gotten better.
He's gotten better as in he's been up and down. So,
Mm-hmm.
he's going towards up now, but he's still struggling for this superstar quarterback everybody thought he's just gonna come right away and be,
Right.
looking
Right.
like a rookie, which he's supposed to, you know.
Yeah. And,
Uh,
and I didn't even notice this. He had 9 carries for 70 yards in this game.
oh yeah, he got
So,
he got active with his legs.
yeah, I was going to say he started using his legs more.
Yeah, he's been doing that lately. I think he did that last week too, something like that. He had some good yards with his legs, but I mean, you can't really expect them to win so many games, scoring 19 points.
Right. Right.
You need to
Right.
put more points up there, and
Right.
I think he has the arm talent, but his decision making is not adding up.
Right. Right. Well, that's rookie quarterback
Yeah,
mistakes. So,
yeah.
okay.
I think
All
this,
right.
this
We were talking about the Lions earlier. So we had the Lions at home against the Jags. Lions were 13 and a half point favorites. Obviously, that wasn't enough. I think you said that last week.
Yep, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Make that extra money, y'all. Wrap it up. Put it up to 19. and a half.
Yeah, I mean, this is a total attitude change with the Lions. I mean, they beat them 52-6. This
Crazy.
team, this
Most
city is hungry
crazy.
for a Super Bowl, and I'm rooting for the Lions.
Yeah, dog. I got me a little extra cha-ching on that.
I'm sure you did.
I was sitting there waiting for it, and yeah, man, it was from the very beginning. I think it was up like 21-0 in the first quarter. It was
Yeah.
something 21-7, something like that, man. It was crazy first quarter.
Well,
Uh,
first quarter was 7-3, but I
was
think
it?
at the half, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
it was
looking.
the half. My bad. I'm saying the
The
quarter. Yeah,
half was 28-6.
yeah, man. Yeah, everybody just scoring touchdowns.
Yeah,
Montgomery had two. Gibbs had one. Amon Ross St. Brown, I think he had two. I mean, it was just nuts, man. It
yeah.
was nuts. They
The
slaughtered the Jaguars.
yeah, the Lions are just on a whole nother level right now. So hopefully that'll continue forming. Hopefully they get the bye going into the playoffs, and this team can get a good start on everybody.
I mean, I
Uh,
have yet to see them do it. It's like a great team yet, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there was the Jaguars with Mac Jones at quarterback. I
yeah,
mean,
but I mean,
they
hey,
were 13-point favorites. I mean, even Vegas knew they was gonna get smashed.
yeah, but like I told you, I mean, the Lions don't make the schedule. You put the Jags on there,
No, I
and
get
and
it.
they
I'm
ought to
not
get
blaming them
crushed.
for it. I just said I need to see them do some of this same stuff against better teams too, though. You can't get to
So
the better team struggling to beat them.
so what's a better team for you? I mean, they beat the Rams, they beat the Cardinals, they beat the Vikings, they beat the Packers, they beat the Texans. The only team that they lost to were the Bucks. That was the second game of the season. That ain't good enough.
I mean, those wins that do sound like a impressive set of wins.
Yeah, I think that's an
I
impressive
just
set of
I'm just
wins.
saying I just expect them to see this high power offense against those. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way
Yeah,
as it is like that. But yeah, they got some
yeah.
wins. They got
All right, let's go to the next one. Your favorite team, the Titans, at home against the
some.
Vikings. Vikings were 6 point road favorites. Yeah, we both went with the Vikings. We knew the Vikings were going to win this game. I will never pick the Titans again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did quite go like I thought it would. I thought Justin Jefferson was gonna go nuts on them. I really did. But
Yeah, I think the Vikings are coming back down to earth. They're not playing as well as they were early in the season. And that could be because of who they were playing early in the season.
yeah.
But I mean these
It
games have
was
tightened
during the
up a little
season, like
bit.
what you said, they were playing the best teams. They beat the San Francisco 49ers and
Mm.
Houston back to back.
Yeah, the 49ers, Texans, and Packers back those 3 games straight.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and I mean I think they had an opportunity to get right. They lost to the Lions and the Rams, and then they get the Colts, Jaguars, and Titans. So they got some get right games for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting. The next game is against the Bears, and I'll tell you my pick on that one.
Mm,
I'll tell you when we get there.
you get there.
Yeah. All right. Next, we had the Dolphins at home against the Raiders. You and I both went with the Dolphins. The Dolphins were 7 point home favorites. Dolphins got the win on this. Different team now. It's a different team.
Yeah. I mean, the quarterback makes a difference.
Yes, it does. Yes, he does. And I mean, they easily won this game. This is the Dolphins team that we were expecting early in the season, but without Tua, this is kind of what you get. And hopefully, it's not too late for the Dolphins to make the playoffs. Uh,
Right. And I'm still wondering, Tyreek Hill gotta have one of them big games. He has had a 100-yard game in weeks.
yeah.
So y'all look out. He did score a touchdown, but the 100-yard game is coming. It has to be.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coming. It's definitely coming.
And this week, Jonnu Smith has the 100-yard game.
Mm.
The tight end. So
Hmm.
he has to have this 100-yard game. He's too explosive of a player not to have like a 80-yard touchdown. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Y'all look out this week. I don't care who they play. Put them in for 100 yards and a touchdown.
All right. Well, we'll find out who they play when we do the recap.
Mhm.
All right. Next, we had the Patriots at home against the Rams. Rams were 5 point road favorites. You and I both went with the Rams, and the Rams got the win here, 28 to
Yeah.
22. It was a little close. I was a little concerned. I was like, are the Rams going to win this game? The Patriots
Yeah.
are playing inspired ball. I got to give
They
them
didn't
that.
lay down. They did not lay down.
Yep.
Drake made through 40 times, 30
Yeah.
for 40. 30 for 40 for 282 and two touchdowns is not bad.
No,
That's not those are not bad numbers. And he's another one that's using his legs to run.
yeah,
You know, he's
but
running.
but this is what you want to see out of a team like that, a young team like that with a new head coach, is that they're competing, they're not giving up. They seem to have a quarterback that they like. They got a running back there, so they're doing all the right things. So
Mhm.
I think the arrow should be pointing up for the Patriots. I mean, they're overmatched when they're playing a team like the Rams, but they gave it a good fight.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. I can't. They played a good game. I ain't gonna
Yep,
lie.
yep. So
Defended
okay,
home,
what's
even though
that?
I said they defended home well, even though they lost.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah. All
wasn't a
right.
slot.
Jets at home against the Colts. Um, Jets were 4-point home favorites. You
Mm-mm.
picked the Jets. I
It's-
picked the Colts. I made a bold pick and went with the Colts. And the Colts won this game by 28-27. And
Yeah,
then
dog, I'm done with picking the
you done with
Jets.
picking the Jets?
I'm done. I can't pick the Jets no more. I mean, they had to be playing the sorriest team in the league. If they play anybody with any kind of anything, I can't pick them. I mean, they look pitiful on offense. They can't move the ball. Not when they need to. You know what I'm saying? And then your defense, you're supposed to have this great defense. You play Richardson. It wasn't like you was playing against
I
Flacco.
know.
You know what I'm saying? You're playing against Richardson. What are you doing? And
I thought
Richardson is one
Flacco was gonna
dimensional.
play.
Yeah, he's one dimensional as you could be, Richardson. And you let him have a decent game. He could go
Mm-hmm.
20 for 32, 20,
Right.
like the same type of numbers we just talked about Drake May. 20 for 32, 272 and a touchdown. That's Richardson.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do what are you doing completing 20 passes on your defense?
But like I told you, all you should do with Richardson is just let him throw the ball deep. He had a 31 yarder, a 39 yarder, a 33 yarder. Don't no short to intermediate passes. Let them all be deep balls because he throws a pretty deep ball.
Yeah,
Everything else he struggles with.
yeah. I
So,
mean, yeah, stick a fork in the Jets, they're done.
oh yeah, yeah. I want to hear Aaron Rodgers' excuse on this one. All right,
So,
Steelers at home against the Ravens. Uh,
mm,
Ravens were 3-point road favorites here. You went with the Ravens. I went with the Steelers. I made a bold pick. Went with the Steelers. Steelers won this game.
yeah, man. Hey, they know that team. They
Yep.
know that. And it was close like I thought it would be. It was close like I thought it would be, but I just thought that somehow, well, I guess I don't know what's going on with Tucker and all these missed field goals, but that was the independent difference in the game.
It was.
Okay. That ended up being the difference in the game. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Tucker right now, but he has like four bad misses this year.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even like these 60-yard field goals. It was like a 40-yarder, a 50-yarder, and 50 yards right now, like, chip shots nowadays.
Right.
Uh, I don't know what's going on with Tucker right now. But if they
Yeah.
don't get that, I don't know how you can fix it. But if they don't get that fixed, the Ravens are in trouble
They're done.
because they rely on him. They rely on him a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It,
That is a big part of their game where they can still score. All they got to get to is the 40-yard line, and they can get some points out of that.
yeah. And Lamar didn't have a good game. I mean, he completed less than 50% of his passes.
Yeah,
So
he was
it's
pretty regular. He was looking
yeah.
pretty
But that's
regular.
but that's
Missing,
that's what the Steelers do to him. And this is why he has his problems with them. He's like now
yeah,
he's 1-4 versus the Steelers.
yeah, man, yeah. What can I say? Is what, like I said, when the team got your number, they got your number.
Yeah, they got his number. They got his number. He struggles against the Steelers, and but I still think that when they play the next game, the Ravens should win. But you have to wait to hear my pick on that one when they play each other. All
Yep,
right,
yep. And
Broncos at
man, too.
home against the Falcons. Broncos are 2.5-point home favorites. You went with the Broncos, and I went with the Falcons. I changed my pick. I was going with the Broncos. I had a feeling they were going to win it. But yeah, and the Broncos, they didn't just beat the Falcons; they beat them down. Sean Payton beat him down like when he used to be with the Saints. It's awful.
Yep. I'm not sure, but Bo Nix, he looking turn the
He
cornerish.
may have. He
Look
may
at
have.
turn the quarter. He looked like a bona fide quarterback on this joint,
Yeah.
man.
He threw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, man. He had a
Yeah,
great
man.
game.
Yeah, absolutely. He was slinging that thing and using his legs at the proper time. He was finding
Hmm.
the right receivers, and yeah, man, he was looking good. He really did. I mean, we'll see if he can continue that. But in this game, it looked like a great pick for them to get
Yeah.
him to up when he picked him up.
Yeah. And,
Uh,
and I mean, this was a typical type game that Sean Payton wants. Nine different receivers catching the ball. He
hmm
wants it spread around. He wants his quarterback efficient. Bo Nix was 28 of 33. This is Drew Brees type stuff.
Yeah,
Let's not
man.
get carried away, but is that this is what we would have seen from Drew Brees back in the day.
Yeah, I was just shocked how good he was looking that game. I mean, like I said, we'll see what he gonna do in the other games, but
Mm.
feather in the cap for Bo Nix on this game.
Yep. Yep.
And,
Bo Nix.
and of course, that defense. I mean, Falcons couldn't score. That was their main thing
Yep.
because points. I mean, you come in, you lay a 6 point egg, and they did that to Tampa Bay too. When Tampa
Yeah.
came.
I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it, Bo. I never doubted you. Never doubted you, Bo. I knew you could do it, man. All right. Next. 49ers at home against the Seahawks. 49ers are 6.5 point home favorites. You went with the 49ers. I went with the Seahawks. And Gino came through at the end to get the Seahawks to win. I told you, man. I
Yeah.
told you Seahawks were going to win this game. And the only reason I picked them is because the 49ers beat the Seahawks early in the season. These
I
teams
mean,
normally
let's
split.
go with the Geno praise. I mean, he had 221 and an interception. He didn't throw a touchdown. But yes, he did win that joint because he ran the ball. He
That's
used
what I'm saying. He
he
won
used
the
his
game.
name at the right proper time.
Yeah.
He definitely did. But this was to me, it was more like Purdy had a bad game. It didn't feel like Purdy had a good game. His numbers don't look terrible, but he just didn't feel like he had a good game in this game. I watched it. They couldn't really get their running game going like they wanted to. I don't know why against the Seahawks you can't run against the Seahawks. They
Well,
deep extremely leaky.
because this is the division opponent. They get up for you. You've seen them. You see them twice a year. You've already played them once. You're not fooling them this time. That's just how it
Yeah,
is.
this
I'm
is the
not saying
Super.
that the Seahawks are a better team. It's just they're in the division. They played them early this season. They lost to them. They get up for these teams. These are the guys that, like I told you with the Saints. I don't care what the record is between the Saints and the Falcons. Doesn't matter. They're gonna play each other differently. They split this year. They split last year. I think the Falcons swept us the year before. No, they didn't. But it's always a split. Always a split. Doesn't matter. All right, next.
That one kind of shocked me. I thought they would end that game out. They just let Geno go right down the field. That was
Yes, they
crazy.
did. And he
Mm.
ran for that touchdown at the end.
Yeah, he did.
All right. Bills at home against the Chiefs. Bills were 2 point home favorites. You and I both went with the Chiefs. We
Yeah.
know the Chiefs have the Bills number, but yeah,
Yeah. And I
Bills
should
finally beat them.
I should have picked the Bills because the Chiefs are due to lose. I mean, they're not gonna go undefeated.
Yeah, they're not, but I just thought they had the Bills number. I thought this was the game.
Usually they do. But this was
Yeah.
the game. If you looked on the schedule, say, okay, if they were gonna lose a game, who they gonna you be pointing to this game.
Yeah.
This will
Well,
be
you think they should. They should have. This is a good Bills team, but I just didn't want to go against history. Yeah, it's just like, what, I'm tired of picking the Bills over the Chiefs, and they never beat them. That
right.
that's why I did that. But I mean, is the Bills? I mean, the Chiefs could potentially lose to the Steelers late in the season. That's probably their biggest matchup. That and the Broncos. The Broncos are always playing well. But other than that, I mean, they got the Panthers next. They got the Raiders, the Chiefs. I mean, the Chargers and the Browns.
Right.
That's the next 4 games. I mean, they could win the next 4 games, and then Patrick Mahomes could be sitting by the time they play the Steelers.
Right. Right.
So,
But yeah, this just one of the games that the Chiefs were not gonna get away with scoring 27 points.
oh
Like
no, no,
they've been scoring 27 or less points all year. And this time it was Josh Allen having it.
right. But Josh Allen closed it out on this, like, what was it,
Oh man.
20, 30 yard touchdown run.
Yeah, dog, breaking tackles, shaking people. It was crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
they kind of pumped it up extra, but it was a good play. It was a really
Oh
nice
yeah,
play.
it was a real good play. It was a fourth down play. It was a
Yeah, right.
26-yard run. So
Yep.
that
Yep.
that sealed the deal.
I mean, it's just the extra little advantage you have of having a big athletic quarterback like that.
Yep. Yep. You're
And
right.
nothing's open. Man to man check. Oh, I can run for 20 yards.
Right. The
There's no.
defense has the defensive backs have their back turned to you. He's six
Yeah,
foot
they
five,
run the scramble drill. They try to speed
240
up.
pounds.
Exactly. Then all of a sudden you look up, he already got his speed up coming down the field.
coming, coming at you, and you
And you got
five
to make a
eight.
business decision. You got to make a business decision. Wait a minute. I got my contract due.
Yeah, right. Do
I'm
I
in contract. Yeah, I might have to make his highlight film on this one because
yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
trying to miss the rest of the
yeah.
season.
I mean, do I think he doesn't look like he's gonna slide on this play? Do I really want to jump in front of this 245, 40 pounds, 6'5" quarterback, and I'm
Um,
5'7", 170 pounds?
business.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. You're right about that. Business decision.
whiffing. I mean, they was whiffing on those tackles. I was like, are you really trying to tackle him? Come on, yo.
That's a big dude.
They was like putting their hand out like
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean, they
blame
didn't
him.
try to put a shoulder into it. They were just like sticking their hand out like, oh, I tried. I
Yeah,
tried.
yeah.
Nah,
I gave some effort, coach.
right.
So,
He juked me out, coach. I'm sorry.
all right, next Chargers at home against the Bengals. This was a really good game.
There it
Uh,
was. Oh my
the
God.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the Bengals field goal kicker. I mean, what is going on with
Yes.
the field goal kickers this
I
year,
don't
man?
know, yo. Dallas field goal kicker missing kicker big kick field.
Yeah,
He was like booming 60 yarders. He actually boomed in this game. He boomed a 64 yarder, made it. They caught the Texans in a penalty, right? Get the ball, drive it 20 yards down the field, go for it on 4 for 2, turn the ball over down. You took
wow,
three off the damn board. Really?
right, right,
Only in Dallas, though. You know what I'm saying? That's a Dallas move right there.
yeah, but I
But
mean,
yeah, everybody's missing them. Like
everybody's missing
these
field
are
goals. Young Way
these are
Cool,
the
who's supposed
kickers
to be
in the league.
good, he's
Right.
missing. You know,
Yes.
the Baltimore field goal kicker, who's probably a
Tucker.
Hall of Famer, Tucker's
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah, the dude from San Francisco. He was
He,
a good kicker.
yeah,
And
it's
remember him and Debo got into it on the sideline because
yeah,
he
that's right, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
McPherson is the Bengals kicker, two or
yeah,
four.
McPherson. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's insane. They're missing extra points. I don't know what's going on, but field goal kicking has struggled this year.
yeah, and it ends up being a difference in the game.
Well, it's the difference in this game because the Bengals had opportunities to take the lead,
Yeah,
and and,
absolutely.
and he missed. McPherson missed these field goals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially toward the end of their game.
Yep, yep.
Toward the end of their game, man. And Harbaugh just showing his instant impact right now.
Yes,
He just showed his instant impact. He's doing the same thing he did with San Francisco,
yeah,
same thing he did with Michigan, and he brought it right to the NFL. He's doing the same thing. Plays tough defense and run the ball.
yeah.
And but on top of that, you got one of the best quarterbacks you've ever worked with.
Right. But
You know
but
what I'm saying?
but what he's doing is very simple. Beating all the bad teams. They beat the Raiders, they beat the Panthers, they beat the Broncos, they beat the Saints, they beat the Browns, they beat the Titans, and they beat the Bengals. The only three games that they lost were to the Steelers, Chiefs, and Cardinals.
Yep.
Three good teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real simple. If you want to make the playoffs, beat the bad teams.
Yeah.
I just cannot stress that enough. It's like if you got the Panthers and Raiders on your schedule, you should beat those teams.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the Chargers are doing. They're just beating the bad. They beat the bad team. The Saints were a bad team. They had the third string quarterback out there. You're going to throw the third string quarterback out at us? We're going to beat you down 28,
Right.
26 to 8.
Right.
Beat the bad teams. And that's what he's doing. So
That's the formula. You start there. Beat the bad team.
right.
Start beating the bad teams, and it'll be a lot better till the end of the season for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be better off I mean, they got 7 wins. and they were
Hey, Dallas
all
been
against
doing
bad
Dallas,
teams.
Dallas been doing that for the last 3 years.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
beating the bad teams, hey, kind of okay, decent against the okay teams and losing it.
Right.
And it's been 12, 12, 12 every year. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
Yep.
do that.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, but you had the Commanders on your schedule. You had 2 wins every season.
There you go. And the Giants, 2 wins.
Yeah, they got 4 wins right
Oh,
there.
great. Yeah, free space.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, we got one more. Well, we know what happened in this game. Cowboys at home against the Texans. Texans 7.5 point road favorites. You and I both went with the Texans. And this game was delayed, right? They try to close the roof and stuff was falling
Yeah,
off the.
damn piece of metal fell down. They showed that metal was a big red piece of metal too.
Yeah.
If somebody was down there, they would have got ugh.
Well, there was another piece of metal that fell on like this bridge like thing up above near the opening. And
Yeah,
basically the NFL was like, well, you're not playing this game unless you can either you take it down or you secure it. And so they ended up securing it up there. They screwed it down up on the bridge until the game was over. So I can't believe Jerry Jones paid billions of dollars for this stadium and it's completely falling apart.
I mean, it's not a new stadium anymore. And the problem is they don't open that thing enough. That's the
Mm.
problem. The thing be closed. I think this is the first time they open it up, try to open it up in 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't open it. They rarely open it. I'm like, what's the point of you having a retractable stadium? You don't retract it. I get it. You want to have it so you can close it so you can have other events there,
Yeah.
right? But okay, open
But,
it anytime you get a chance.
but it's like
You,
it's like with the
but you
big huge
close for
video
2 years,
board,
yeah.
the video board and all that stuff is really useless. It was no point in making that stadium retractable because the
But you
video
see,
board takes up the almost the entire field.
I get the vision. They wanted it to look like natural light. They wanted natural light coming in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I get the vision. You open it, now you got natural light coming down. You got glass on the side, even though it be blinding your players and sizzling their retinas when they trying to catch the damn ball. You still got to do something about that, Jerry. I'm sorry. That you might want all that natural light all you want to. Aesthetics don't matter. Winning matters. Your men cannot be sitting in the end zone with the ball barreling to them and they whip right by them
Right.
because they can't see it. You
But
know, CeeDee
but
Lamb of all people sitting there like with his hands out and the ball whipped right back to the right of him because he can't see the ball.
yeah.
That's stupid. It's no longer an advantage just to us. It's a disadvantage to us now,
Oh, it's
man.
100% a disadvantage, but I still think it's just silly that you got a video board that goes from the 20-yard line to the other 20-yard line.
I ain't gonna
And
lie though, it's beautiful, yo. It is
but
beautiful.
but it blocks the entire field. It's almost like a second roof.
Nah, it don't block the field as much as you think it do. It don't really block the field. It's high. It's up really, really high.
No, no, no,
It's
no, no.
really
No, listen to what I'm saying. You
Mhm.
open the roof and you still got this thing above your
Oh, I
head.
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, the natural light still does come in. It still comes in throughout the
So
whole stadium. It's just in that spot. But yeah, I get it. It's a shadow right there.
it's a shadow right there. It's insane. It was like they didn't think this through. You're gonna make a retractable roof. Well, do
Right.
what they're doing in Atlanta with the video board going around where the retractable roof is. You ain't got nothing hanging down. But
Yeah,
anyway,
blocking the sun down. Yeah.
blocking the sun. So
Mhm.
anyway, thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.